Good morning everyone. We'll continue with the fluid mechanics. We'll enter into the property pressure. We'll directly go for the Pascal's law. So Pascal's law on a wedge shape element we'll see with that wedge shape which is having the uh, A, B, C as the dimensions. So AC is dx, AB is dy, and BC is ds. Px is pressure acting on the AB perpendicular to that AB, perpendicular to AC. Py is acting, and perpendicular to BC, Pz is acting. But we have to convert that Pz pressure uh, into x direction and into y direction, because it is acting with a certain angle to that face. We have to formulate the equation for vertical and horizontal uh, directions. We cannot take in the angular direction. So these are the, what is that Pascal's law? It states that pressure or a pressure intensity at a point in a static fluid is equal in all directions. This is the definition of Pascal's law. It will be asked many times in the exams. Means what? If there is a static liquid, suppose if I take a water in a glass, it is static, and if I measure at any point in that liquid, the pressure acting will be same in x direction, y direction, and z direction. This is why the fluid is in the equilibrium position. It is given by Pascal. So we'll prove that how it is. So you take this diagram in your notebook so that you can easily derive the things. And one more thing is, angle between ABC is theta. So sin theta is equal to what? Opposite by hypotenuse. So sin theta is AC by BC. So dx by ds. Dx by ds is sin theta. Cos theta is dy by ds. So these are important things you note down now only. So see here. So px, py and pz, px, py, pz are the pressure intensity of a fluid acting on AB, AC and BC respectively. So angle is theta. So we'll see what are the forces acting on that element. Pressure forces are acting normal to the surfaces. Normal means perpendicular to the surfaces. And second one is automatically by its own weight, gravity is acting. So weight of the element in the vertical direction. The forces on the faces are, we'll formulate the forces. So on AB is px into area of the face AB. So you can see in the figure px into dy into 1. 1 will consider as thickness. So similarly forces on AC py into dx, and BC is pz into ds. So weight of the element is what? Mass of the element into gravity. So what is mass? Volume into density. So uh, volume of that wedge shape is, it is in the triangular shape, half into base into height into the thickness is, we will consider as 1. Already we have considered here. So half into base is AB, height is AC. So into 1 is thickness, density rho, and G as it is we have kept it here. So now we can write, so resolving the forces in x direction. How to resolve the forces in the x direction? See, I said already, in the x direction px is acting. Also there is a effect of pz which is acting in the x direction with certain angle. So we have to resolve the forces in x direction and y direction. What all uh, in the x direction consider with x, what all the pressure acting in the y direction consider with y, while resolving the forces and equating. So now px in whatever px direction will take it as positive, opposite to that what is acting you will take it as negative. So px into dy into 1 is the force acting in this direction, minus pz into ds into 1 with angle sin 90 minus theta it is acting. So 90 minus theta is nothing but a cos theta. So we'll write the second step, px into dy into 1 minus pz ds into 1 into cos theta is equal to 0. So I have said cos theta is equal to what? Cos theta is what? You just take that. So ds cos theta is nothing but ab, that is dy. So substitute that in equation. So px into dy into 1 is minus pz into dy into 1. So dy into 1, dy into 1 are common. So cancel that. So px is equal to pz. So what is that? First equation we got, px is equal to pz. Next, similarly resolving the forces in the y direction. So here y component we have to consider py into dx into 1 minus. So already I said pz in terms of y direction what is acting with certain angle, pz into ds into 1 into cos 90 minus theta. So minus, one more thing is weight is acting downwards in the opposite to the y is acting in the upward, weight is acting downward, pz is also acting downward. So downward forces we are considering as negative, upward force is positive. So py is positive, pz is minus, and weight is also negative. So weight, we have found out the equation ab into ac divided by 2 into 1. So ab is nothing but dy, ac is dx into 1 into rho into g. So px into dx, py into dx minus pz into ds cos 90 minus theta is sin theta minus dx dy divided by 2 into rho into g. Same equation we have kept. But we'll formulate ds into sin theta. Sin theta is what? Dx by ds. Also element is very small, hence weight is negligible. So what we have to do? So weight we have considered here, but it is very small element we have considered, so we will neglect its weight. So ds sin theta is equal to dx. So pz dx minus py dx minus pz dx is equal to 0. So dx get cancelled. So py is equal to pz. So one equation is px is equal to pz, second equation is py is equal to pz. So px is equal to py is equal to pz. So what we have said already, pressure or intensity of a pressure at a static fluid is equal in all the directions. This is how we have to prove it. The equation shows that pressure at any point in x, y, z directions is equal. Since the choice of the fluid element was completely arbitrary, which means the pressure at any point is same in all directions. So this is the conclusion and definition of Pascal's law. Next, pressure varies in a fluid at rest. The pressure at any point will consider this free surface of a fluid, and will consider one element with a, b, c, d as dimension, and dz is its height. So as the z is actually the height of the liquid and dz is that height of that element, px is acting on the surface of ab. So if that point, see what we have given the heading, fluid is at rest, means particles are not moving. So if the pressure inside, as we go inside, pressure is more because z increases. So px into dA is small, but we have to, at the point of surface of DC, the pressure must be more, so that we have to resist the more pressure. So P plus dou P by dou Z into dz, partial pressure is applied here, into area is delta A. So let delta A be the cross sectional of the area of that element, dz be the height of the fluid, P is the pressure at AB, Z is the distance of fluid element from the surface. So we'll see one by one what all forces are acting here. One force is Px is acting in the downward direction, P plus dou P by dou Z into delta Z is acting in the upward direction, and the weight of that element is acting in the downward direction. We'll consider all the three here. So right. So one is what? Pressure force AB is equal to P into delta A acting perpendicular to the surface of AB in the downward direction. On the surface of the CD, P plus dou P dou Z into delta Z into delta A is acting perpendicular to CD in the upward direction. Weight of the element, we know the density, gravity into volume. So we have to, since the element is in equilibrium, all the forces must be, when all the forces are added, that must be equal to 0. So we'll consider downward force as positive, upward force as a negative, right? So P into delta A minus upward force is P into P plus dou Z into delta Z into delta A. Weight is acting downwards again, so we'll consider it as positive. So weight is rho G into area is delta A into delta Z, that volume. So here you just mathematically modify, you can do that. So P into delta A here and P into delta A both get cancelled here. So we are remaining with minus dou P dou Z delta Z delta A plus rho G delta A delta Z. So delta A delta Z is common in both sides, so cancel that. So at the end we'll get dou P by dou Z is equal to rho into G. So this equation is nothing but a hydrostatic law, that is rate of increase of pressure. So dou P by dou Z is nothing but what? Pressure with respect to Z. Rate of increase of pressure in a vertical direction is equal to rho G is nothing but weight. So here you can understand rate of increase of pressure in vertical direction is equal to weight density of the fluid at that point. This is hydrostatic law. What is that? Rate of increase of pressure in vertical direction, that is dou P by dou Z, is equal to weight density of the fluid at that point, that is known as hydrostatic law. So integrate that equation now. So you can take dou Z that side. So dp is also dou P is also nothing but it is a point function. Z is also point function. So P is equal to rho G Z, or we can say Z is equal to P by rho G, or I can say P is equal to rho G Z or rho G H. H is nothing but height. Here also we are considering Z. So this is the hydrostatic law. Now absolute pressure, gauge pressure, atmospheric pressure are, these are the some pressures. So here we can see absolute pressure is, you directly come to the this one figure itself. Absolute pressure is defined as the pressure which is measured with reference to absolute vacuum pressure. So gauge pressure is your whatever you are measuring with instrument, that is nothing but a gauge pressure. So absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure, which is above the vacuum. So here in this graph you can see, you can define based on that also. So what is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is below the atmospheric pressure is absolute pressure minus gauge pressure. Absolute pressure minus gauge pressure. What is absolute pressure? Gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure, right? So this is the thing. Vacuum pressure, it is defined as the pressure below the atmospheric pressure. The relationship between these are absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. Vacuum pressure is atmospheric minus absolute pressure. So these are the things. So atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted by the atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure at a place depends on the elevation of the place and temperature. So it is used in to measure atmospheric instrument. We are using barometer. It is also called barometric pressure. So more convenient that datum atmospheric pressure by setting atmospheric pressure as 0, or we are taking it as 100 kilopascals in this one for our so gauge pressure, I said already, it is measured by instrument with respect to atmospheric pressure. So gauge pressure at a point may be more than atmospheric pressure or less than atmospheric pressure according to the gauge pressure at the point may be positive or negative. Negative pressure, it is called vacuum pressure, and positive is gauge. Measurement of pressure using barometer, simple manometer, piezometer, Borden's gauge, and pressure transducer. So further things I will explain in the next class. Thank you.